And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are in our neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to...
Is that they have a history of white people burning their businesses and towns to the ground. But we can.
Blew my mind. You know how in the United States of America, the government likes to sow division among the POC so that they end up fighting each other instead of the actual problem at hand?
Together from darker black people. And when I said, how do you figure that? She said, well, they just act different. They act different. I was like...
So an Asian dude just went off on black people, daring them that if they can and if they like, they should boycott Asian businesses. Why is he saying all these things? There was a 14-year-old boy that was unalived, I think about 3 years ago, by an Asian in an Asian store. And this is the reason why all this is coming up. Black people just threatened that they are going to do what? Boycott that particular shop. And this Asian dude just went off on black people. But I don't want to talk much. Black Americans or African Americans are doing what? Are reacting to this. So let's go into the video, watch what exactly they are saying, come back and let's talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
This video just freaked me out. I'm curious to see what y'all think. Check it out.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are in our neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people.
In case you're wondering what just happened, you basically got punked. You had somebody pretty much remember the Spike Lee movie where he said, this is what they think about you? I'm not saying every Asian person feels this way, but I bet you that there's more than him. The reality is that economics is war. Economics is competition. Dr. Claude Anderson told you this in the book Powernomics. He said power is the ability to pursue your agenda despite the opposition of others. Now, as you watch this video and you think about how you're feeling right now, I want you to think about how many times you've heard people make excuses. I want you to think about how many times you see somebody pick up a beer bottle when they could have picked up a book. I want you to think about how many brothers and sisters out here could have started businesses, could have taken the risk, but decided to go chase a job instead. I want you to think about all the people who run around saying that black people have no money, have no income, have no wealth, even though the studies show that if you were a country, your income would be higher than about 95% of the countries on this entire planet. I want you to think about how many times people tell you that it's impossible. I want you to think about how many times you hear somebody say, well, every time we build a black Wall Street, all they do is go burn it down. That's a loser mentality. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that these things did not happen. I'm not saying that we haven't been victimized. But the reality is that if you ain't ready to fight, you can't win the game of economics. This game is not won by punks. This game is won by communities that work together, by communities that have a vision, by people that teach their children perseverance, people that push you to do what your grandma used to say, which is to work twice as hard, even if you only get half as much. But unfortunately, when we got integrated, we traded our land and our businesses for student loans and corporate jobs. Now look at you, getting pumped by some random guy on the internet. I happen to have a PhD in finance. I teach finances every morning to 10,000 people for free, Powernomics style. If you'd like to join us and you're on Instagram, put the word money in the comments or text the word money.
And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are in our neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty ass attitudes, okay? Please boycott Asian business.
I love when people speak out of anger. It exposes exactly what we knew you harbored in your heart. And now you just confirmed it for the world to see. Clearly, this attitude has been allowed to run so rampant in their business for so long that this is the manifestation of it. It's the heart of people. The hairs, the nails, the etc. That was an amenity not a necessity. You started in black neighborhoods, you grew your business, and you was able to graduate to the white neighborhoods. You were not allowed to start there. And that's a fact. The Chinatowns and all of these towns y'all built, you were able to secure overseas lending, in addition to the funds that you received from the black community. Whereas the banks didn't allow us to open up our businesses because they didn't want us to circulate our money within our communities to build. You're trying to compare apples to oranges. You have help, whereas black Americans started from scratch. You don't outwork anybody. You're allowed to do what you do versus native black Americans in this country. You're still not beating anybody like you try to insinuate in your condescending ass message. You don't outwork us. That's the lie that you keep telling yourself to make yourself feel better. So yeah, black Americans are right to say, we don't want to do business with you.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans.
Naming a bunch of things that if we remove them would make the community better is not a flex. You know, Target felt the exact same way, and look how they turned out. But you know what is even more wild to me? Asian Americans have what they have, a large portion of it, because of black Americans. The Civil Rights Act was spearheaded Americans to be in a better position than the black Americans, obviously. So they were able to get grants and loans, but they were not able to get grants and loans in white neighborhoods because white people did not want them in their neighborhoods. So they was able to get grants and loans, and they put those Asian Americans in black neighborhoods. And when white people were being racist to them and white people did not want to support them, black Americans gave them community like we always do with everybody else. And we uplifted these Asian American businesses. We uplifted these stores and these food places and these laundromats and all these things. Because black people understand what it feels like to be at the bottom, and we don't want other people to feel the same way. But you see how when people move up, they all of a sudden they get amnesia to how they got where they got to. And people feel like since they have everything now, they cannot lose much more. Pulling our black dollar is not hatred towards you, but prioritization for us.
I worked for those Asian businesses you guys are boycotting, and I say, go do it. Not even getting into how I was fired over not being suitable for a receptionist job, even though I have community organizing underneath my belt. The person who trained me said that mixed people and light skins have a different culture altogether from darker black people. And when I said, how do you figure that? She said, well, they just act different. They act different. I was like, no, they don't. I was like, I think I would know. I am biracial. I think I would know. And she like tried to keep it going, and I put my head down and ignored her. I also heard them complain about black customers being difficult after they had to deal with like 10 Karens in a row. Like, you guys might want to boycott.
You got people who have businesses in our neighborhoods that hate us. Hey, how about this? And here's a concept. You know, if you really want to be like white people hate black people so much at certain points in history, they don't even want your fucking money. How about trying that? How about you go take your business to a white neighborhood? Minorities are constantly seeking white validation. And you're used as pawns to justify anti-blackness, yet you see it as progress. What you don't understand is that there is no agenda to destroy your progress, your wealth, and the things you build, because the things that you build are not a threat nor in defiance of white supremacy. It actually supports it. Because when we burn down black people's towns and their businesses, when we disenfranchise them, when we flood their neighborhood with drugs, and then we ask them, why can't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps? I can point to these Asians and these Hispanics and say, they did it, why can't you? What they can't say is that they have a history of white people burning their businesses and towns to the ground. But we can. And we can spend the rest of this fucking show listing it. There's never been any bombs dropped in America. There has been. Twice. And where were they dropped? 1 in a black town, Tulsa, Oklahoma. 2, black town, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Burnt down a whole block of single family homes, and they said, let the fire burn. Disenfranchise and displace black working class families because they didn't like the rhetoric of the people who followed John Africa. They didn't like that these people understood they lived in a city, so they started breaking up the pavement to plant fresh fruits and vegetables. They didn't have traditional jobs. They knew the law. And they wore their hair as it grew out of their head. Granted, flaws. No flaw that justifies dropping a bomb on a home and not only affecting that home, but the homes that surround it and are connected to it. So displacing tens of black families, scaring even more, but bombing a building where you know women and children are inside. But it's the path of least resistance. There will be no flack for anti-blackness and harm against black people because that is the norm in America. That is the acceptable practice. When you're frustrated, take it out on black people.
So I just came across a video of this Chinese creator who used to live in China and so has a much better understanding of what's going on over there. Explain why are Chinese people racist towards black people. I think it's a very interesting video. I'll link it here. But he said something in the video that just blew my mind. You know how in the United States of America, the government likes to sow division among the POC so that they end up fighting each other instead of the actual problem at hand. And all of us from the outside can see that this is happening. But I think when you live there, it's much harder to see because you're getting swept up in all these emotions. Creator was like, you know what's strange about this Natasha doll trend? It's not just about the trend itself. China is guarded by a great firewall. And so the government has tight control over what information gets in, but also what information gets out. And so out of all the information that got out, how did this one get leaked? I like to say on here that China hates Trump and that China is the only country to really stand up against Trump. And while that is true, what is also true is that China has made a lot of money from Trump because a lot of foreign investments got diverted away from the United States and pumped in to China. And so from Trump's presidency, China has gained quite a bit of economical and political power. This is purely a speculation here. These Natasha dolls have been around in China for a few years now. So it is a little bit odd that this story is just coming out now. And so what is a possibility here is that this story is being used to sow further division among the Asian community and the black community to keep people like Trump in power. The other added benefit is that we overseas Chinese in the West see how much we're being hated on by the people in our very own country, that it encourages us to remain loyal to China and may motivate us to one day move back to China. And during my recent visit there, I did see more and more Chinese Americans who decided to move back. So during the same trip, this happened over New Year's, we randomly picked up a guy after a club who also just happened to be from Shenyang. And we went to Hot Pod and we were speaking English because he wanted to practice English. And for some reason, his English was very good, even though he never left China. I asked him, oh, so how much time do you get off for New Year's? Do you have any plans? And he was like, oh, here in China, we don't really celebrate New Year's. We celebrate Lunar New Year. And I was like, wait, hold up. 你再说一遍. And he was like, Lunar New Year? 我说错了吗? I've always been confused about this Chinese New Year versus Lunar New Year debate that happens every year on this talking app, because I have never once heard anyone in China take issue with this. And yet you have all these Chinese Americans in San Francisco who can't even speak Chinese talk as if this is like the most pressing issue for Chinese people. Every year when this happens, you see tensions flare up between the Chinese community and the rest of the Asian community. And Chinese people are then left thinking to themselves that they only have themselves, that they only have each other, and that they have to look out for China's best interest because no one else will, which further creates divisions within the Asian community, propping up leaders like Trump and playing right into the hands of the CCP.
After that Asian man got away with murdering a black teenager, this other Asian man came on the internet and said that it's impossible for the black community to boycott Asian businesses. And let's just show them that nothing's impossible. Because from now on, I'm not buying anything Asian. If I know any business that is Asian owned or Asian people will get benefit from it, I will not be buying from them. And I hope people make lists of businesses that are Asian owned so we can start boycotting them, because the disrespect to not only get away with murder, but to come on the internet and taunt the black community saying that it's impossible for them to boycott you. Yeah, we're not gonna tolerate that. Or as far as me, I'm joining in the boycotting. Like, I am not going to be buying nothing from Asian business. If I craving sushi, I'm gonna go to the Mexican restaurants who make Mexican sushi and I'm gonna eat some Mexican sushi. But I'm no longer supporting Asian businesses. You guys suck. And you guys not only suck for like getting away with murder and joining in the white people for this systematic racist system, but you guys are dirtbags to even think that you can come on the internet and taunt black people like that. Like, how fucking dare you? And trust and believe, we will boycott you.
And just like that, this little goop troop done ruined all Asian businesses. Y'all peep this shit. So, before I get into it, rest in peace to Cyrus Tarmac Belton. For those of y'all who don't know what's going on, I'm pretty sure y'all heard the story about the black boy who he has locks, and around 2023, he was at some Asian-owned store. They thought that he was stealing. He wasn't stealing. They ended up chasing him down, and then they ended up shooting him. The verdict came back. Fast forwarded to here recently, 2026. The verdict came back. The man that shot the little black boy. Now, granted, this boy was 14 years old. He was a child. A child. He shot and he killed him and he got off. He got off. No fucking surprise there. That always happening to fucking black people. But what happened after the fact is what got me. His store was destroyed. He has lost hella fucking customers. Matter of fact, he done lost customers to a point where he is facing a shutdown. And then this little goof troop with the name of Hear Me Out. Now, granted, y'all, I cannot tag this motherfucker. Oh, but his video is indeed circling around. Just look up the Asian man warning Asian businesses. It'll pop right up. This motherfucker was going off left and right, telling black people to stop going to Asian nail salons, beauty supplies, tech, and all this other bullshit, knowing good and goddamn fucking well everything that he done fucking labeled, majority of that shit we done fucking invented. You can look it the fuck up. And if you are too racist to look it up, that's on you. Now, funny how old boy popped up at the gum so damn hard. And us black folk showed the fuck off like we wanted to. Because now that he done posted up that video, we shared it left and right. And it flew all over the black community. And then ever since then, after I done watched that video, ask me how many black nail techs I done found within a 20-mile radius of where the fuck I'm at. When I get paid, Oh, I was going to go to a Chinese restaurant to go get me some food, but fork in Nigeria is starting to sound a little bit more better. Matter of fact, it tastes better too, if you really want to keep it a buck. So with that being said, to that boy that made that video and then could not stand behind it and ended up not only deleting the goddamn motherfucking video, he deletes his entire fucking page. Thank you so much for showing us who the fuck y'all really are. Because like I said, found a nail tech. Found a black-owned restaurant. Oh, sweetheart. Don't ever pop off at the gums with a video like that and then you can't stand behind it.
This video is talking directly to the Asian community. And when I talk to you guys, I'm talking to you guys with great respect. So don't take this as I'm trying to disrespect you guys. So there was a young man, Cyrus, he went into a convenience store which is owned by an Asian fella. And the young man did not take anything out the store because of course they searched him, and he started to run out the store because I think he was intimidated by you guys, and he ran, and father and son chased this young man, 14 years old, a child, in the parking lot, pew in his back, and he was unalive. But here's what I want to talk about. I have been noticing that because I'm seeing a lot on my For You page where people are saying boycott the Asian American the businesses, boycott them and so on. And I see where many of you guys, I've seen one girl came out and she started talking about like, do what we have to do, because you guys should not be racist in the first place to begin with. On which I noticed that there's a lot of businesses, they love to get black people money. Like whenever the African American go to their store, go to their, order their food, or either, get their nails done and so on, I noticed that you guys respect our money very much so. And this is why they're using their money to pull our money to hurt your pocket. Because I've always say, if we can't hurt somebody, hurt them in the pocket. I've always say, the only way we can fight racism is through the money. We can fight racism through the money. Because guess what? Targets was once racist as well too. And when we pull our businesses from Target, we did not show up. We tell each other we're not going to show up. Target suffered a great deal. Not only Target, Walmart as well. A lot of them last year lost a lot of money. And now this year, majority of you guys are saying, why hurt the Asian community? But you know what? Why not take over our money? Because most of you guys, not all, most of you guys Asian are very racist. Very racist. And when I say that, I say that with a heavy heart, because a lot of the times I've dealt with a lot of customers, dealt with a lot of people, and when I deal with you guys and when I see you guys, I see how you carry yourself as if you're a Caucasian. I see how you suck up to the Caucasian and how you pretend as if you're a Caucasian. I've seen that. And sometimes I wonder if you realize that you're never going to be one of them. And no matter what, you are always going to look down upon by them. And they have came out and said the same thing. This is why last month we have the young lady who was a police officer. She come out, said the same thing. All of these Asian American, all these Asian people, they have the business here. And now it's time for you to understand that we black people are saying we're tired of racism and we are going to fight. And the only way we can fight is with our money. Pull our money from you guys, because that's the only way we can hurt your pocket. We are going to tell you that you need to stop being racist, and this is the only way we can get you guys to understand that being racist will not pay your bill. Being racist does not pay your bill, and this is why we're pulling our money from your businesses. I myself personally always order Chinese food because there's a place that I order. I did not order Chinese food. I literally go and cook my own food. I cooked. And I love Chinese food, but I didn't order. Why? Because I am not going to spend my money where we're not welcome. And this is what black people are saying. Try and understand what we are saying. We are saying that you guys have been racist for far too long, and now we're ready to retaliate. If you are saying that, oh, don't do it to all that, no, get together and make a plan how we're going to stop racism. How we're going to stop, because we need these people. You need us, we need you. But the only way you're going to get us to get on the same page as you is you stop being racist towards us. You guys have, and you have. It's been going on for quite some time now. And now this man that come out and spoke for you guys, and going viral, speaking that the more people seeing his videos, the more people upset. So if I were you guys, I'll get together and shut him up, because honestly, his video is causing a lot of people to be angry. So this is what I'm saying about everything. And that woman should have never lost her son. That young man should have never died. Nothing should have ever happened to him. So whatever you guys are getting right now, you guys called it upon yourself. You brought it all upon yourself.
Shout out to Dr. Umar for reposting my video. I just peeped that today. I know I'm late. I also just wanted to talk about the backlash and the criticism that I've been getting in my comment section about this, and the fact that Black people are sitting down in large groups saying that we've been mistreated at Asian places, and we came up with the non-violent solution to just stop spending our money there, and y'all are calling that hostile, y'all are calling it violent, and y'all are saying that I'm spreading Asian hate and racism. That lets me know that the black dollar is really powerful, y'all. And fuck it, 60, 90, however long you can hold off, do what you have to do. Because the fact that people are so threatened and they're saying that this is like racist and this is hostile, this is the most non-hostile way to do it. We actually need to get them and their liquor stores up out of our neighborhoods, because they only come up into our neighborhoods with certain things. They also own hook and reel seafood, so they like to have us as customers, but they don't like us.
So my question is, if something of this sort has been done to a 14-year-old, and we know how Black people in general, especially in America, have basically been targeted over the years. So if Black people are venting their frustrations out and making it known to the public, and also trying to say that they are going to boycott that particular shop, why this Asian dude just came out and just decided to just go off on Black people and daring them not like to boycott all these things? Because it feels like Black people's lives revolve around everything that Asian people are basically manufacturing and producing right now. Listen, some of these things that you mentioned as an Asian person, or some of these things that you mentioned, many of them were invented by Black people. Many of them were invented by Black people. So what are you saying? What are you even talking about? And they did not say they are going to boycott Asian businesses. They said they are going to boycott that particular shop. So I don't know why. And this guy has just gone haywire on the internet. He's actually going viral. He has gone viral. It's just sad. People do not empathize with Black people. I all the time say, Black people, nobody, no race likes you. No, if you are a Black person, just know that nobody likes you. So that division that we have amongst ourselves, like the FBAs and African Americans and Africans and what, bro, it is too much. Why can't we come together? Some of these businesses that he's even talking about, Black people can come together, even if the capital is not up to that amount. People, like so many people, can come together and open some of these shops. As he said, they have Chinatown. They did it together because they are one. Black people can do same. I know that over the years, Black people have tried doing stuff like that, and that unity is something that the white man doesn't want, and it has been bent down several times. But I think we should not stop trying, because if we don't, some of these people will still be doing what they are doing to us. I rest my case. Thank you so much for watching.